Have you ever heard of Boreout, which can feel even more daunting and impactful than burnout? Often, we only worry about burnout, the exhaustion from overwork. However, there might be another underlying factor that subtly drains the energy of many modern professionals. Boreout isn't just about feeling bored. Understand the clear reasons why you felt so listless every morning, and why your body might have ached as if it were breaking apart on the way home, even when you felt you hadn't done much. People often ask if it isn't comfortable and good when work isn't busy. However, for those experiencing it, what can feel more agonizing than an excessive workload is the feeling of meaningless repetition and stagnant time. The thought that this company might function perfectly well even without you can sometimes diminish your sense of purpose and value. Sitting at a desk where it seems no one is seeking you out, listening only to the ticking of the clock, that time might have felt like an immense prison to you. In school, we learn to always do our best and live with passion. However, society sometimes doesn't offer us many chances to express creative passion as much as we might expect. Repetitive tasks like copying and pasting or writing reports no one will read can feel quite draining for our spirit. Those experiencing Boreout may seem calm on the surface, but deep inside, a large void can begin to form. One of the challenges of Boreout is finding it difficult to articulate the distress to those around you. When others are overwhelmed with work, expressing your own struggle from a lack of it can feel like a luxury, leading many to keep silent. This internalized loneliness can gradually impact your sense of self-worth. Once feelings of self-doubt, wondering if you're not as capable as you'd like, begin to emerge, finding your way back can feel even more challenging. There might be a few signs that could help you recognize if you're experiencing burnout or boreout. If the first thing you find yourself doing when you arrive at work is calculating the time until you can leave, it could be a signal to reflect on. If you spend your work hours browsing the internet or engaging with private messengers to pass the time, it might feel like your spirit is quietly struggling. When you constantly try to just kill time, it can sometimes feel like it's slowly diminishing your own life energy. While burnout often finds some recovery with rest, Boreout presents a different challenge. It's not rest that Boreout truly needs, but a sense of purpose and stimulation. Just as stagnant water can become unpleasant, our minds, when not engaged or flowing, can start to feel a similar dullness. Spending 8 hours in an environment where it's hard to find any sense of accomplishment can truly feel incredibly draining. Some might misunderstand what you're experiencing, perhaps seeing it as a trivial concern. However, emotional hunger can leave us feeling much more helpless than physical hunger. When you perceive yourself as merely a component of society, easily replaceable, it's natural to lose your zest for life. The struggles you feel are not simple complaints. They are a profound, instinctive warning, essential for your well-being. The 8 hours we spend at work each day can feel like a significant portion of our lives, often 1/3. If someone hasn't experienced battling a sense of meaninglessness during that long stretch, they might not realize how much energy it can truly consume. For individuals who might be experiencing boreout, it's common to find there's hardly any energy left for exercise or hobbies after work. This often happens because so much mental energy has already been spent just trying to get through time that feels unfulfilling. Boreout can subtly change how you experience things. Someone who once felt bright and proactive might gradually find themselves becoming more cynical and critical. You may notice a tendency to think, it won't work anyway, or what's the point when new ideas come up. A heavy sense of indifference can settle in where passion used to be, and it might feel like you're becoming more isolated from the world. If this situation continues, it can manifest as physical symptoms. You might experience unexplained headaches, digestive issues, and persistent fatigue. Even if you visit a doctor and hear that everything seems fine, your body is intuitively aware. It's expressing that your current environment might be draining your vital energy. So, why might it feel so difficult to break free from this painful sense of boreout? A significant reason could be the fear of change, combined with feeling caught in a trap of perceived economic stability. The fear that things might get worse if you leave your current situation can often hold you back. And so, even as you sense your spirit dwindling, you might find yourself walking back to that familiar, somewhat restrictive space every single morning. We grew up in a society where deviating from the path of a normal life, as defined by others, often felt like a transgression. The feeling that we are seen as different or unusual when others seem to conform can be quite heavy. However, letting go of your true self to fit someone else's standards can be a truly regrettable choice. Your life isn't just an exhibit for others to see, it's a precious journey for you to live fully. To overcome feelings of bore-out, perhaps the first step could be to acknowledge what you're experiencing. It might be helpful to realize that the lack of motivation you feel isn't necessarily a personal failing, but could stem from an imbalance with your current environment. Instead of viewing yourself as simply being lazy, consider accepting that there might have been a lack of opportunities for you to truly demonstrate your capabilities. Allowing yourself to stop this cycle of self-criticism can often be the initial move towards a path of healing. If your work doesn't feel meaningful to you, it might be time to explore what truly resonates with you personally. It can be helpful to create opportunities outside of your work where you can feel a sense of accomplishment. This could involve a little bit of study, a creative pursuit, or even starting a small personal project. It's important to show yourself that your professional role isn't the only thing defining who you are. Even the smallest discoveries in daily life might offer you a sense of solace. A tiny flower you notice on your way to work, or a single phrase from a bookstore you happen to visit during lunch could become a soothing balm for a weary spirit. Instead of setting grand goals, perhaps try to focus on finding one moment where you can truly feel alive today. These small, precious moments can gather to become the pillars that gently support you when your heart feels overwhelmed. It's helpful to cultivate your own boundaries, even within the workplace. Instead of seeking out tasks that haven't been assigned, it can be valuable to consider how you can use your given time for your own benefit. Utilizing spare moments to learn new skills or plan for your future isn't an act of defiance against the company, but rather a personal strategy for thriving. Your time is not solely the company's possession. It is your valuable asset. Sometimes it takes courage to openly share how you're truly feeling with those around you. Try telling a trusted colleague or friend that you feel your spirit might be emptying. You might be surprised to discover that many others share similar feelings with you. Simply knowing that you're not alone in experiencing these difficulties can significantly lighten your emotional burden. Many experts suggest that if feelings of bore-out become more intense, there's a possibility it could lead to experiences of depression. If you find yourself in a situation where it feels challenging to manage on your own, please don't hesitate to seek out psychological counseling or professional support. Just as with physical health, addressing mental well-being early on can be incredibly important. It's truly essential not to put caring for yourself at the very bottom of your priority list. You might find yourself to be a highly capable and passionate person. In fact, feelings of bore-out often come to those who have a strong desire to achieve and who want to do even better. If one were used to simply passing time without much thought, they might not even feel this sense of bore-out. So perhaps you could try to see your current discomfort as a signal from your own potential. Perhaps it's time to find the courage to change your environment. Of course, this isn't extreme advice to quit your job right away. However, it does call for serious thought about where and how you truly wish to shine in the long run. Before your spirit feels completely worn out, it might be helpful to gradually design a path that feels like an escape route for you. The world offers countless opportunities and even more diverse ways to live your life. Perhaps the place you are in right now doesn't have to be the final stop on your life's journey. You might find places where your worth is truly appreciated and your talents can be utilized. Instead of feeling confined, try to open your eyes to a broader world. What you learn while experiencing bore-out should not be patience, but rather the value of your own self. The insight gained from enduring meaningless time should not be just a paycheck, but a realization of what kind of work makes you truly happy. Even difficult times can, in hindsight, become a valuable fertilizer that strengthens you. However, be mindful not to let that time become too long and completely consume you. Perhaps starting today, we could try making just a small change. Simply by rearranging items on your desk or taking a different route home than you normally would, your brain can receive fresh stimulation. When experiencing bore-out, familiarity and a sense of routine can often feel like the biggest challenges. By introducing small variations, you can bring a fresh rhythm to your daily life. Your life isn't simply a tool meant to bring joy to others. What truly matters, even more than your boss's praise or company performance, is seeing yourself smile in the mirror after work. If your reflection looks truly exhausted, then just for tonight, please offer yourself the warmest comfort. Gently remind yourself that you've worked hard and encourage yourself to keep going just a little longer. We need to redefine what success means. It's not just earning a lot of money or achieving a high position. True success is about meaningfully filling your own time. Escaping burnout doesn't mean giving up on social expectations, but reclaiming a truly meaningful life. Your life's true protagonist is not your company or your boss, but it is truly you yourself. The adult you dreamed of as a child probably wasn't someone whose spirit felt worn down every day, like it might now. Take a moment to recall those innocent dreams you had back then. It's perfectly fine if they weren't grand aspirations. Just remember those simple moments when you felt alive and could genuinely smile. Those memories will gently guide you out of the dark tunnel of what might feel like burnout. You are never alone. Even at this very moment, many professionals are enduring their days, grappling with a sense of unnamed emptiness. I fully understand and support your feelings. I hope it brings you some comfort to know that we are walking this path together. When our warmth connects, the cold grip of burnout can begin to melt away. Now, slowly lift your head and observe the scenery around you. Perhaps beyond the tasks that often fill our days, a beautiful world awaits, ready for you to discover and enjoy. Even if a challenge feels too great to overcome at the moment, if you keep exploring possibilities, an opportunity will certainly arise. Follow the light of hope that shines through that opening and move forward, one step at a time. Your very existence holds immense value. Even if you don't produce anything or achieve any grand accomplishments, you are a life worthy of respect. It's easy to feel a sense of powerlessness, but try not to let it diminish your worth. You are a truly unique and precious being, the only one of your kind in this world, and your time is more valuable than gold. You were not born to be meaninglessly consumed. Even if you don't achieve great things or have accomplishments to prove to others, your very existence holds enough inherent value to be deeply respected. Please don't let the profound helplessness that Boreout can bring lead you to diminish your own precious worth. You are a unique and precious being, one of a kind in this world, and your time is an invaluable asset that cannot be traded for anything. I hope this video today has offered a moment of pause and comfort for your heart. With all sincerity, I encourage you to let go of heavy feelings and welcome a most peaceful night.